for lab this week, guys, you are doing an activity on microscopes, which I know from my science majors, you guys have probably used very recently. And for everyone else, may not have been so recently. So there's a little bit of microscope review, but there's also part of the activity that deals with cells and parts of cells, which if you've watched Tuesday's lecture already, you know that we start to get into that. And that's the majority of what we'll be doing in class on Thursday is walking through the different parts of the cell. So for this, this is due next Monday, as usual. It's always going to be the lab due date. But for this, you've got a PDF to work with, and you've got two little mini PowerPoints to work with. So because we can't do microscopes in person right now, you know, the big question is, how do we look at things? How do we look at images as they would look under the microscope? And so that's what the PowerPoints are for. The worksheet, the packet's going to walk you through, just like we were in class, in person with microscopes, and the PowerPoint slides give you images that look like what you're supposed to be seeing. So there's two parts to the packet. There's activity 1, which is the microscope section. It's familiarizing yourself with the parts of the microscope, what each of the lenses magnifies, how much the eyepieces magnify, which direction things move under the scope when you slide them back and forth, how objects appear to the naked eye versus how they look through the lenses. All of that will be activity 1. And you are completing all of activity 1. And so activity 1 has slides, part 1. And then you'll go ahead and you'll complete activity 2. And you're only going to do half of activity 2. Actually, we'll say 1/3 of activity 2. And this is the part about cells. This is where we'll look at different types of cells. And you'll notice in the packet there's a plant cell section and an animal cells section. And this is because this is adapted from a lab I teach for another class at another school, and we're plant science. So I'm not going to make you look at animal cell stuff. So you'll see part 2 has parts A, B, C, and D. You're skipping part C and D. Anything that has to do with an animal cell, you're not doing. So for part 2, though, the cells part, it uses the part 2 slides. So you'll be able to distinguish that in your packet. Part 1, slides 1. Part 2, slides 2. So let's go ahead and look at this here. So I've got both of these side by side here. So for your lab exercise, the whole first section, so there's a big introduction section, walks you through background on the parts of the scope. Things are labeled. This is what it generally will look like. Most compound scopes we would use generally look like this. So things are labeled there. And then you're given descriptions of the functions and how things work. So you see procedure here lists the different parts of the scope that you've seen labeled on the figure previously. Tells you how they work, their level of magnification, what the lenses do, what the dials do. So all that info is there. Here's information on carrying it. So here we go. Use of the microscope. And this is a fillable PDF, so you can type your answers directly into it. You can see that here. So using this, you read the directions here, and it's going to work you through how images look and how they should behave under the scope before we start trying to focus, quote unquote, on things. So you'll notice in the sets of slides here in the PowerPoints, the slide itself will be labeled at the top with the section of the packet that you're working on. So here's your images of the scope. Everything labeled. So you've got close-up pictures, not just the labeled diagram that was listed earlier. And you've got close-ups of the magnification listed on each of the eyepiece or the objective lenses and the eyepieces. Right, so it goes through everything for you. So as you're reading structures and functions of the scope, you have that all here. So here we are, part 1, use of the compound light microscope. So here we go, use of the compound light microscope. A, step-by-step, proper arrangement and operation. So you've got that labeled here, right? So these first few steps, you want to read through everything in the correct order. Don't just skip things if they don't have a question next to it, because this is actually, these steps are walking you up to what question number 5 is going to ask. And so we're at part 5, labeled step 5. So this will have shown you how to put the slide of the flea on the stage and observe it. And so then it's going to ask questions about the way the flea looks. So this image goes with number 5. The next slide goes with step number 6. So if I scroll down and I read step number 6, again, it's going to ask me a question. Oops. Direct me to do something with or on the microscope, and then the image you see in the slides will look how it should look if you had done these steps correctly in person. So you can always check to make sure that you're looking at the right image by looking at which step you're on and the title of the section. Right, so you're going all the way through. Part B, magnification. Right, so we went all the way steps 6 through 10, or 5 through 10, excuse me. So this is going to have you look back at the sections of the microscope that have the lenses on them. Part C is measurement, so you'll do some calculations based on what it tells you each lens has in terms of magnification properties. And then the next image you'll need to look at is for part D. And here's part D. And you'll see the necessary slides. They're colored threads laid on top of each other. And it'll ask you questions about it. And then you'll move on to, you'll read the how to make a live wet mount, of course. But then it'll move you on to part 2, which is the cells part. So then for that, you're able to bring up the second set of slides that goes with this. And again, you're only doing part A and part B here. So it'll ask you a question about a certain type of cell. So for our plant cells, you got your lilac leaf cross section first. It'll explain what you're looking at, what things are labeled as, and it'll ask you to look at certain things and to draw certain things. So make a drawing on the report pages. So the last 2 pages of this PDF are their report pages. They've got spaces for you to draw things. So after you look at the lilac leaf under the correct magnification and identify the structures it wants you to look at, you'll make a sketch and you'll label those things. You can sketch by hand on those report pages. You can do a digital doodle if you want. Either way, you can scan stuff back in on the PDF, or you can, if you drew it by hand, you can take a photo of it and upload that as a JPEG. It doesn't matter to me. A picture of your sketch is totally fine. And I know not everyone's an artist, so please, I need to see that you put in some effort though, and that you labeled the correct structures here. So for plants, you've got the lilac leaf to look at. You've got stomata or pores on plant leaves here. You've got the elodia to look at with the different chloroplasts. And you have an onion. So past this, we've moved on to part C and it says animal cells. Don't worry about that. Don't do that section. When you get to the end of section B here, right here, do your sketches on the report pages as directed, and then ignore the rest of this. So here's just a glimpse really quick. Here are the report pages at the end. And I know some of you might be wondering, well, are we only turning in the report pages? No. I want to see the questions that you answered throughout the rest of the packet as well in part 1. with the microscope. But yeah, here's where you'll draw your sketch your things. So organisms in pond water, we didn't look at that, so you don't have to worry about that part. But the plant cell sketches go right here, and that's all you're doing is plants. All right,